Hi, everybody. It's Jessica Stone at Stansberry Research, and I'm joined now by Mike Barrett, Senior Analyst of Extreme Value. And Mike, we are talking this week during the conversations in Congress about what the next stimulus package should be like. And there was recently an op-ed by Stephen Case, who, of course, we know as the founder of AOL, where he talks about focusing not just on keeping small businesses in business and giving them stimulus, but really giving startups that money and trying to create the jobs of the future, as he talks about. What would you say are the jobs of the future?
The world's moving online. I mean, it's been moving that way anyways, but it's accelerating because of what happened in February and March. And so if you don't have the skills and the training to do online work, then you're at a disadvantage.
We've got 11% unemployed. We know that there are going to be people whose jobs never come back, and there are going to be people who don't want to return to their jobs because they consider them more vulnerable to the pandemic. So if we're thinking about how to invest in workforce training for the jobs of the future, should we be looking to big technology companies like Microsoft, which just announced last month that it's going to digitally skill train 25 million people, or are there other ways to go about this?
I read in the New York Times the other day that 15 million jobs that existed in February no longer exist. And so what we don't know is how many of those 15 million jobs will ever come back as they were. And so there's no question there's a shift going on from what was to what is and what will be. And everybody wants to participate in this, including the Microsofts and the Googles and the Apples and so forth. And so, yes, that is one option, is to go that direction. But the thing you have to remember about the big tech guys is that this initiative on their part is a very small part of their business. You know, even if it's very successful, is it going to really drive the bottom line to the degree that it would for a smaller? It probably won't. So
yeah, probably not.
Yes, I mean, worker retraining initiatives, if this is a trend that you want to be part of as an investor, that is an avenue for you, but it's probably not going to move the needle much for these big companies. There are other ways you can go.
So talk to me about those other ways to go then, Mike. There are other companies that I can imagine are getting into this space, or maybe smaller technology companies that have a division that could be easily moved into this.
The two things that I would mention is this. First of all, you have businesses that were not online, small businesses that were very successful. They weren't online before, and now all of a sudden they're finding that they absolutely have to be online in order to survive. That business model in an era of social distancing goes right out the window. It's as useful as using an 8-track player to listen to music. And so they've got to pivot to.
Hey, Mike, we might have to remind people what an 8-track player is. I'm sorry. We are on social media.
I am aging myself there, for sure. But I honestly, it's been so long, I can't even remember what they look like.
It predated the cassette tape, which many people probably watching still don't know what was, which predated the CD. Let's put it that way.
It's an old technology, but this is the reality today, that what was working in February is now no longer working.
Companies that help small businesses do advertising online is one place to think about.
Yes, ma'am. Or enable them to develop those skills in-house quickly. That's an avenue that I think is going to work for a lot of small businesses.
And what about the other opportunity or sort of trend approach that you have looked into? This isn't for small businesses so much as literally getting new kinds of skill set training.
Correct. Well, as we mentioned earlier, the world is moving online, whether people want it to happen or not. Unfortunately, what that means is that a lot of secrets, a lot of transactions, a lot of commerce that's now moving online is available to be hacked into. And the hacking community is absolutely loving this move online, and they are ramping up their offensive capabilities. And so, unfortunately, we don't have the skill set. We don't have enough people with the cybersecurity skill sets yet to effectively thwart the attacks that are happening. And so CyberSeek, for instance, estimates that there are over 500,000 jobs in the cybersecurity field available right now. One company in particular is dealing with the things that we're talking about this morning, and that's a company called Zovia. The ticker is ZVO, Z as in zebra. What I thought was interesting about Zovia is that we talked about cybersecurity and the need for those jobs. They run boot camps that, interestingly, they say we can take somebody with little or no tech experience, and within, just like a Marine recruit, I guess, we can put them through our boot camp in 4 to 6 months, and they're going to come out on the other end and be ready to jump into an entry-level cybersecurity position. So, and when you look at when I've read through the reviews, and of course, I'm always skeptical of reviews, like everybody is. But most of the people that have wrote reviews that were students said they got jobs within a few days, if not a few weeks of graduation. So I think that speaks to the great demand that there is. But these are tough classes.
I'm sure. There's a reason it's not a popular career,
yes, exactly.
right?
I mean, it's an $18,000 commitment too. It's not just a $2,000 or $3,000 thing. It's a major commitment of time and money to do this. But the good news is this is the direction we're headed, and there are going to be, of that 15 million jobs that went away that may not come back, some portion of that is now available and shifting into cybersecurity.
Thanks so much, Mike Barrett, there for joining us with that insight. And if you would like to subscribe to more content by Mike Barrett or his colleague Dan Ferris at Extreme Value, do subscribe by clicking the link at the top of your screen. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content just like this. And we also recommend that you find us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.